Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, joining in the hop for our good friend Adam, my bestie, actually, just a bright light in this Scrappy community of ours. We're celebrating his subscriber milestone, and every time we pick one to celebrate, he surpasses it before we get the hop done. And he is amazing, and many of you probably know that I'm actually going to meet him in June. He and I are both going on the Vicky Bouton cruise that leaves out of Southampton, England, and I'm going to go stay with him for a few days beforehand, and we're going to have a Dottie About Flare crop, and I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to actually meet him in person. I feel like I've known him all my life. Anyway, that being said, I picked this layout that he did for Hey Little Magpie. What drew me to it, of course, were the dogs. Pippin, Sinead, and Milo are just adorable, and these are great photos. But I kind of caught the fact that he's got this beautiful, I guess that's a buffalo plaid, back as the background, and then he kind of built a grid with sections that still left a lot of the plaid showing. So I'm going to try to do something like that. I don't know how much of anything is going to be showing if I do it in Calvinball style. And I debated whether to do it Calvinball style or not, but I figured that Adam probably wouldn't recognize it as mine if I didn't do Calvinball. If the celebration's going to be in March, darn it, you got to expect Calvinball is going to show up somewhere. So I have a tray of Calvinball things. I don't know if they'll all make it on. My photos, instead of 3 photos and 3 open spots, I'm going to have 4 photos. And I've cut, and I'm using my Scrap Backwards kit. And I'm going to tell you what the, let's see. This paper right here, I'll tell you what all the papers are. This plaid, which is kind of a dark greenish blue, is from a fancy pants collection called Swagger. And I have this set of rub-ons. I like this Man Oh Man one, and if I have room for that, I may put that in, so I'll keep it out here. But I had a paper pad, and so I had pulled this plaid for my Scrap Backwards kit, and these are all my sticker sheets, and all of these papers, I think I used every paper that's in there. The, let's see which one that is. Okay, well, let me spread them out first. I'm going to pull the stickers out and put them off to the side so that I can pull them up one by one as we embellish. And when I work with my Scrap Backwards kit, I always start, during Calvinball, for example, I always start with by looking for my embellishments within the kit before I go outside the kit. This is a group of things from outside the kit that I think I don't have in the kit, but who knows. So let's see what we're doing here. What I thought I would do is 2 photos upper left and 2 photos lower right. And then I thought I'd have this one with a lot of papers. And so this blue paper is a Heidi Swap paper called, it's a line called No Limits, and the paper is called Smarty. The red and white and black polka dot on the other side, the red, white stripe and black polka dot, is a 7 Gypsies, and it is called Catalonia and it's the line is Catalonia and the paper is Barcelona. And I love it, and I have been hoarding Seven Gypsies for I don't know how long. The paper is fairly thin, but the distressing and the patterns are just right up my alley. I absolutely love them. I'm using two photoplay papers, this red one, and there's this this one right here is the Obed Marshall. The big blue polka dot is Authentique, Smiling, and Radiant. And the photoplay is Stay Safe. And I'm using the empty side. This green with the white polka dots circled in red is one side of it. And then this or is one paper, and this red grid paper is another. That's the Obed Marshall. This, and that's the other one of those. This is the yellow polka dot is my Webster's Pages Strawberry Fields Balloon Bouquet. And I've really been hoarding that for a while. So I'm going to kind of start placing this, and I thought I would leave this open, and I have a couple things that can kind of fill it that would be good starting points. And since I have the yellow here, this yellow tag looks really cool. I think that's an Amy Tangerine. And so I think that's going to be the base. Now, on one of the pictures, I guess it's not... Now, there was a photo that I had selected in this that you could see the amusement park in the background. And I guess I didn't use that one. So I'm going to go ahead and the reason I'm asking about that is because you get a point for an amusement park. And I have this little carousel that would work for that. But I didn't think I needed it because I thought I had a photo, but I don't. So I'm going to put this so that the navy blue is all cut kind of wonky. I'm just going to lay it in there. So it's going to get covered with so many embellishments. And I'm going to arrange these so that you can kind of see different wonky parts of it. And just kind of staple it together at some obvious place. This photo was when James and Barrett, it's just pictures, I haven't scrapped these before, of the boys on our vacation trip to Orlando between Christmas and New Year's. And I'm going to put this one showing down at the bottom. And I'll just I hesitate to use two staples on each because it's just like my luck to run out of staples. And I'll kind of run that one off a little bit. Like I said, if I kind of have them at different wonky angles, it gives me different kinds of spaces to tuck in Calvinball points. So let me do this one above and the red one below and have it those both kind of coming out like that. And this one was at Margaritaville Cafe, and John and I had taken Barrett to Universal Studios when he was 4, and we were at many of the same places. Okay, so I think that's how that's going to lay out. I don't need any foam because I've got so many layers of paper here. I'm just going to kind of do this one about the same distance from the left edge as that one is from the right edge. And then the middle one will just kind of split the difference here. Okay, and here I'm gonna do sort of the same thing, except this kind of swings out, but that's okay. I think that's gonna still work. And this one, in order to be placed right there in line with this, for those two black and white polka dot papers to line up, they're going to have to run into each other, and that actually kind of looks like a continuation there. It wasn't intentional, but that allows me to put some Calvinball or other decorations. So I'm going to put some foam behind here, and this I would like to raise up, and so I'm going to, now right now, every paper that you see came from my Scrap Backwards kit. The embellishments that I'm using, the tag and this film strip, did not come from that kit. But as we say to our new members, there are no Scrap Backwards police, and you can pull in anything you need or want to use up and add to the ambiance of your page. And that is entirely up to you. So I'm gonna take that to heart. Now I've lost my tag. What did I do with my tag? There it is. I pulled it away. And I'm just gonna kind of do that where it's straight up, and there will be some things tucked in under that. So that's my starting point. Now let's start looking at, because this was a trip, and you know, I went backwards to scrapping about a trip from the fact that I knew I was using my Scrap Backwards kit, which has a lot of travel related icons and so forth. They're definitely travel related stuff. So it was a family vacation, but I'm thinking that may be a little, do I have anything else for a title? I've got this seen and noted. That's a Bramble Fox piece that I really only want to use it if it's going to be amazing. And I can't put it, that would be a good place to put it. It would show. So I'm gonna take that off the table, and maybe Family Vacation does get to be my title. And I'm gonna put some foam behind it to prop it up. Let me get my giant foam roll, and I'm going to cut a small narrow piece for that. And that navy blue background with the red stripes is just perfect for this title, which is really going to show up nicely. That red and white kind of looks to me like a popcorn box from the movies. I don't know if that's a universal thing, if all popcorn boxes look like that around the world, but in my limited experience, That's what it reminds me of. And this kind of looks like the butter and salt and the burned pieces that are left. I like it breaking the line there, which gives me a chance to do some things. Now, we drove there, and there's a cute little car on this one. I want to see if there's another car that might be smaller. Oh, wow. There's one. If we had taken Barrett's car, that would be good, but we were in James's truck and Katie's car. Okay, here we go. This is a good one. And it's got the little luggage on top, which is perfect. And I didn't want to go with all red. This would be good to kind of put right there. And I have something else. This is something, I had some epoxy pieces that had yellowed. I'll show you. This is, these, I've had these for about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years. And I used to have a tool called an epiphany punch, and it punched different shapes. And what I used this size round ones for was making, I'd make what do I want to say? Bottle top necklaces for the girls, and they just loved them. So I cut one of the backs of one of these papers is the, oh gosh, which paper is it? I forget. The navy blue. Has these little 1-inch circles, and some of them have maps. So I punched out one that had a map, and I thought that would be cute to put just right there. And I can put something else on top of it at some point. But yeah, I could have told you if I just looked on the other side of it. So this is not a flare. It's a badly, it's an epiphany piece. I long ago gave away my epiphany stuff. I just wasn't using it. So I've got another little thing right here that says road trip. And I don't necessarily want to pile all of this stuff in here, but that kind of makes it look like a tab, and I get a point for a tab. So I'm going to use the tab. I also get a point for a cloud shape and for wood grain. And this is a wood grain that I punched a cloud shape out of. So I'm going to sneak that in as well. Maybe like, and this is moving around too much. Let me get that, and then I'll get that. Kind of put this, what I did here when I printed this photo, I printed it in black and white, or I converted it to black and white on my computer. And they had taken I took, I guess, a photo of the program that they got. And this was the Cheez-It Bowl that they went to. And it was Clemson versus Iowa State. And they just had a great time while us girls kind of stayed at home and made cookies, I guess is what we did. And I just dragged both onto my word processing sheet, and then I made that small and dragged it up here into the sky to give this a color. And this qualifies as a piece of ephemera that I saved, or a piece of memorabilia that I saved, and this gives me the black and white photo point. So I got it all. It's all in there. And you gotta kind of double up like that, or else your page just gets way too full. Now I have a glitter sunshine right here, and we were in the sunshine state. So I'm thinking that should work. And I'd like to scooch it down in between here so that it doesn't stick up above the top of the page, but it may. And these I die cut for another project, another page earlier. Okay, there you go. A cloud, a sun behind the clouds. And so I'm kind of defeating the purpose of stuff. I love the lighthouse, and we saw lighthouses around, and I thought maybe this one would be kind of nice right there. It certainly stands out. There's this that says "Enjoy the Ride." It was a border strip, and I've cut several "Enjoy the Rides" out of it. And James looks like he's getting ready to step up and on this like a Captain Morgan looking pirate guy there. And so I'm gonna say "Enjoy the Ride" here. I'm not covering up anything important if I do it right there. So I'll do that. I'm really determined to use a lot of this. I like this little orange heart, and I thought maybe that might be cute hanging off this. And there's another heart, this kind of aqua one that I can double up, and it goes with the car. It's definitely from the same die lot. That I'm not going to use again. Okay, what's moving around? I need to stop all this movement. It's crazy talk. Okay, there we go. Now, what else? There's "Enjoy, Escape, Go Wild." Let's do the "Go Wild" here. This is in the shape of a banner, so I get credit for the banner. I'm just gonna kind of paste that right there. I don't know if you can tell what this one is. We were there's a British store in Old Town Kissimmee, and there's like Union Jack underwear. And so James found some and looked like he was checking it for size in front of Barrett and making a funny face. So it's kind of a silly photo. I get a point for an arrow, and though this isn't necessarily an arrow, it's more of maybe a photo corner. I'm going to use it as an arrow, and I'm going to put it right here on this tag. Well, maybe I should put it down here. Well, look, it's a photo corner. I could overlap one of those photo corners. Maybe I could do it like this. And it's now pointing, up and around. Okay, so I may have used everything I need from this sheet, so I'm going to put it aside. This one has a road sign and a bike route and an interstate. None of those particularly, I need to do one of the road trip signs, a page about our road trip in 2016, where I could use everything here. All right, and I could do several pages. This has a sorry, no vacancy with an arrow. I thought maybe I would squeeze that in somewhere. There are some people right in here that don't have anything to do with our party, so it doesn't bother me to cover them up with an embellishment. And I'm going to put it parallel to the grid on the red paper. There we go. Okay, so I did use something from that sheet. That may be the first thing I've used. Okay, here is a sheet that has this great, looks like a world map, but it's alphas. So it's too large for me to do a title out of it, but I should be able to do something. I'll put it on hold. I'll put it back at the back. Okay, there's you are here. I could put it here or here. Airmail, travel buddies and adventurers. Let me see if I can cut that off so that I can use adventurers, but this would just use the travel buddies part. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And now I really like these, okay, well, I like this here circle, and I'm gonna use it right up here by the, so let's see. I wanna use one of these suitcases, and I might pick the navy and I'm going to put that one down flat, and then I'll pop this one up and kind of overlay it, because it's exactly that color of teal that's underneath there. So that can go like that. Okay, do I have anything else I need to use here? I like the geotag, and I like adding this color of green. I've added it in several places, and I'm liking how well it stands out. So I'm just gonna overlay it on the photo right there. And that may not be the only geotag I choose to use. Okay, so I'm going to put that one down. Now, this one has the red car, which I didn't want to use there because it was going to be too much red. The we were here circle is kind of like, there's that here, there. I could maybe kind of squeeze that in right there, or maybe right here. And I think I will do some foam behind it. there we go. And then I can tuck other things behind. Tickets. We get, I get points for tickets. So I'm gonna tear this ticket and kind of put it together like that. And I'm going to do this. Okay, I don't need an Eiffel Tower. We weren't on a cruise. I like this Expedition, Explore, Dream, Discover, Travel, Journey. And if I had more room on here, I could use that. There's the, it's so fun. I kind of like this strip of road. Maybe I can, maybe I can find a way to use part of it. Just kind of sneaking it up underneath the photos. And I can put something right there to cover that kind of awkward joint there. In fact, why don't I use this little highway sign that says 5? I have no idea if we were on a Highway 5 on that trip, but why not? I think I'm done there. Now we're back to this, and what's a short thing? I'm gonna give up on that. I have too many other things that I know that I can use. Okay, I've got this seagull. This is my all-time favorite embellishment from Bramble Fox, and I've ordered, I think, 3 sets of them over time, and I'm gonna need some more. But it's one thing that I know we saw daily on the trip to Florida, so it certainly has a place right there. I have there's a dinosaur point, and a dinosaur doesn't make any sense whatsoever in this whole thing, other than they brought me on the trip, and I'm the family dinosaur. So that's my story, and that's how I'm gonna make this relatable. And I'm gonna put the dinosaur right here by the Go Wild sign. Okay, so I've put the dinosaurs away. I need a planner sticker and a hexagon shape, and I've got planner stickers in the shape of hexagons. What's a good color? I think this blue is probably the best. And where should it go? If you were a blue hexagon, where would you want to go on this page? I'm gonna maybe put it, oops, there's something moving around. So if I put this here and press it down, that'll keep it from moving because it'll glue it down. Hopefully that will hold that. Okay, and I need gold on here, and one fairly unobtrusive way to add gold is one of these little triangles, and I'm gonna put it right here. It's not big enough for what I want, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna put it here, and if I need to, I'll put a sequin or something next to it. So I'm going to put that aside. Now, one thing that any Calvinball layout that I do has got to have is a hedgehog, and I have the perfect Dottie About Flair hedgehog. Her name is Hetty, and she's covered with flowers, and I get a point for it being a flare, for her being a hedgehog, and for all those flowers, because you get a point for 10 or more flowers on your layout. So I have my 10 flowers right there. And I have a ticket here, which I don't need because we found a ticket on in my kit. I have these giant stars that also came from Bramble Fox, and I put 3 different sizes out here. I think I'm going to pick the middle size and kind of lay it right there. I knew I wanted to use at least one, and I thought maybe I might get around to using a couple. And of course my glue is drying up. I have the hardest time. This one's been upside down, so I'll just pull it out and I'll put this in and turn it upside down, and we'll see if this one will work. Okay, it is. So that's good. Let me put this right here. I'll lift that up and kind of put it down there by the... Okay, another thing you get a point for is coffee or tea. And this one I probably shouldn't use this flare. It's the cutest little teapot, and it seems like it would be perfect here in the British shop, don't you think? So I'm going to put it here, and then we'll find some other embellishments to put around it. For example, I get a point for a fish, and this is a starfish, but that's a fish, right? It's in the name, so I'm gonna use it. Let's see. I'll put those stars off to the side. Black and white pattern paper and a speech bubble. We get a point for each of those things. So I have a speech bubble here. Let me put it there, and if I find a phrase strip, I can put it there. I have this bit of scalloped border, and it's stitched. I stitched on it. So I could put it off to the side, like here. Maybe squeeze it under there. Let me get some. I could use the brown side too, because it has a it shows the stitching really well. Okay, so I'm going to move it down so you can see the turquoise at the top and at the bottom. I get a point for a frame, and this is a tiny little frame that I just cut a piece off of it, and I'm going to kind of squeeze it in someplace that it can join in a, you know, kind of a line and maybe overlap some things. Like it can overlap the diamond shape right there, or the hexagon shape. Okay, here is a Bramble Fox camera that I'm determined to use, and I kind of like it here. That would be good to terminate the road there. That's a good idea. And it still shows the turquoise underneath it, and it didn't cover anything important in the photo. I have this bit of, this is like a gold embossed doily that has a scalloped edge. And if I didn't have that scalloped edge, this would be a good one to have. And I'm going to kind of squeeze it in under there where not much of it shows. I have a hot air balloon. Would the hot air balloon want to be right here? I like that. I love this pattern paper. It was To the Moon and Back, I think by Fancy Pants. And it's so cute. The colors are just beautiful. And I have a spaceship that's from that same paper, and I want to use it too. So maybe the spaceship kind of riding on the film strip there just above the hedgehog. You know, why not? I do not need this doily because I have the gold embossed doily. I have a mama sloth here, and the mama sloth can be at the end of this road like that. I have a flamingo, and there were flamingos all over the place, so seems appropriate for Florida. I have a paper clip that is a pineapple. And where do I have room for a paper clip? Maybe right here. Let's see if I can figure out how to get that part behind. I'm not the best at this. Okay, very good. That's my pineapple and my paper clip. I get 2 points for that. This is a clock, and it is stamped, and maybe it could go right here, kind of tucked underneath the camera. I have an avocado. You know I've got to have an avocado, and the avocado could maybe go right there. An avocado in front of a lighthouse, you know, what's not to love? That's not unusual. That won't raise any eyebrows. And I like that the avocado seed is in the shape of a heart. I think that's cool. Okay, I need a piece of wood veneer, and I have a jet plane. So where do I want the jet plane? Maybe coming in here over the map, heading towards the car. That wouldn't be unusual. A couple feathers, and I have something that's I've picked 2 grid patterns. These are old scraps. I punched these out a million years ago, or 3, and they get saved in my Calvinball bucket because I tend not to use these, or I punch them out of whatever paper I'm using at the time. How about we have feathers coming out of the teapot? Is that, I'm going to cut these so that they don't stick out so far. There we go. No one would question feathers sticking out of a teapot, right? I have a Mickey Mouse. I'll put the mouse there because it says enjoy the ride, and we tried to go to Disney. They had just passed there was a resurgence in COVID, and they had just had to change their capacity rules. So I'm going to put it there, and then maybe I can put a sequin there. I think that'll stick at some point. I have a little film strip here. This looks like it could go maybe right in there somewhere. And I will lift it up and see how well that works. Oh, I've stapled it there. No wonder I can't lift it up. Okay, so I'll lift up the I tell you what I'll do. It doesn't have to be next to the photo. It can be out here, outside of that. I need a cut file, and this is a rainbow cut file. I can turn it upside down and use it any which way. It can go like that, and I think I'll just leave it exactly like that because I don't want to have to mess with that. That has some glue. This says this is the stuff that matters, and it seems like that might be cool to go down under the road. That's from a Vicky Bouton sticker sheet. I have a kaleidoscope, not a kaleidoscope, a Viewmaster. Where would this want to go? Maybe like right there. Okay, and you kind of see what my world is like. Well, no, actually, I like it right here. Okay, and I have a carousel that can go over there. I kind of tuck it in over here, and you can see what it is without having that bottom part showing. Okay, I've got a rub-on that says something. Let's see. Oh, I need a diamond shape, and I need glitter. I've got glitter there. I need this diamond shape, and that's what I need here. I'm going to take that off because this glitter is gold, and it gives me the diamond shape and the gold right there, and it completely covers that little spot. I also have to include the color purple, and I'm going to put this purple button right here, and I'll probably put some sequins and bling and stuff like that around there. So look at this. My tray is pretty much empty. I want to see, do I have any vellum on here already? Because I have this vellum piece, and I don't want to use it if I don't have to. But if I don't have any other vellum, and it doesn't look like I do, where would I want to use this? And maybe I won't use the arrow part because I have an arrow in here somewhere, don't I? Okay, but I also have, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use, just in case I don't have the arrow, I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to staple it together so that I have the arrow and the other piece pointing, the arrow and the banner pointing the same direction. And I'm going to put it up above something. These layers that Adam used on his, he didn't know it, but he was creating the perfect locations for just tucking Calvinball points. I've got, this is going to be funny. I hope it sticks. These are rub-ons and they're typewriter font. And I need a rub-on and I need a typewriter font. And this says, hold on tight. And I think I'm going to put it on the sloth, which is hanging and needs to hold on tight, right? I've got to get it off of there, and then I got to get it onto here. And I think it's going to fit. It's not straight, but who's counting? Right, let's see. Here we go. Kind of press that on. And it's kind of a busy, happy, fun page, kind of like the trip was a busy, happy, fun trip. It was, I think we all had, we were all a little bit concerned about what it would be like to be on a trip without John. And it was different, but I loved it. It was a great trip with the family. I've got this, which is washi tape, which I get a point for, and it's washi tape of a ruler, and it's torn, and I get points for all those things. I'm just going to have it kind of sneaking out down below there. And I think that's, oh, sunflower. Got to have a sunflower because that's for John. Where would the sunflower want to be? Maybe it can go right here. And I can sneak it up there so that it looks like it's sticking out from under the paper or the photo, but in fact it's butting up next to it, and that's okay. Okay, I think I'm done. Adam, congratulations on your subscriber milestone, and I absolutely love you. I love your videos. I love your pages. I love everything about what you've brought to this scrappy world, and I thank you, and I thank everybody who's helping us celebrate you today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope all of you check out the videos. There's a whole slew of people who want to get out there and say congratulations to Adam. So let's bring Adam's page back. He has 3 adorable puppy dogs and some nicely balanced and organized sections that don't have photos. And then I have this mess. It's your basic Calvinball fun fest. So congratulations and thanks. Bye.